Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Alvin J, the most passionate non-doctor on the internet, and we are live. Hopefully the feed is better this time, and we're going to roll right into it. Okay, so if you guys are here, you guys are in the chat, what we're going to have you guys do is put your name in the chat and always tell us where you're from. Okay, the name happens automatically. I know it. I still say it. I'm messing up. That's all right. So you guys go ahead and put your name in the chat here, and we will get started. And please tell us where you're from. Okay, that's what we want to know. We want to know where you're from. All right, so I know you guys are, you're probably getting another notification on this one, but that's because I tried another program, it didn't work, and we're going to slide back over to our good old standby here, which is YouTube's interface, which is a lot better. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with our lesson that we have for today. Okay, now, while I have people coming in here, all right, Carl Page in here from New Orleans. All right, way to go, Carl. So we got people coming in now. So this one is this is a lot better. Okay, so I know you guys were in here before. It should be letting you back in. All right, Clementina back in the house from LA. Yes, one state over. I'm loving it. Okay, you guys are doing well over there in California, but they had to close the beaches back down because they were just taking advantage. I know. Let's go ahead. Let's see here. If you guys come into the chat, don't be afraid to throw a thumbs up in there. It's right below the video here somewhere. So make sure you touch that thing. Now, as far as this, Cynthia Freeman, there we go. All right. So all right, are we on now? Yes, Cynthia. I wanted to try something with a different platform to see if it actually would work because I wanted to do the overlays, but it's just too slow. It's too bogged down, and then they want to charge you on top of that. So I can't do it. So we move back to this one. So let's find out everything here. So welcome back, and we're in New Jersey. Jeffrey Jones, very good. All right. So Clementina, I thought you were in Illinois. I was. That's where I'm originally from, and I moved out here like 11 years ago. So now I'm in Nevada. Yes. All right. So we got Reese, we got Carl, we got LL back in the house. Okay. So now the house is filling up in our regular form. Very good. Sorry about that, guys. So we'll be back on the regular format because I can't find anything that I can use for overlays without just severely slowing down and it freezing and all that. And I have a hardwired fast connection. So it's just too heavy. So what we'll do is we'll go with their interface here. Okay. So very nice. Very nice. So let's find out what I got for you today. If you guys read my board back behind me, you guys will see that says the colon and the pancreas. Now, when you guys are reading those and it says the colon and the pancreas, what you should realize is that those two things actually work together. Okay. Now I'm going to show you how in just a second because I know I was probably breaking up on the other one. Here's what I was trying to tell you guys. So we got a love one. We got another one. Let's go with it. And let me ask you this. How many of you liked the personalities video we did last week? All right, let me ask you that. How many of you liked the personalities video that we did last week? Because Andrew, what's going on, Andrew? Because people were actually really excited when we were doing that. And I've never seen people typing in so fast to try to get an answer in, talking about their family members and their personalities and stuff like that. And that was fun to do. I got to tell you, that was fun to do. So if you guys have seen those things, hopefully because we went over that, you guys are now just pinpointing people in your family, pinpointing people that you talk to and realizing what kind of personality they are. Because if you can manipulate that or read that, not manipulate, if you can read that, you can manipulate, but to be able to get whatever you want out of the person because you know how they're going to act before they do it. Yes. So yes, I see. Very good. So most people, yeah. West Coast Lion. Look at that. See, she even remembered the terminology. Look at that. Okay. I like that. Now let's go ahead and get started here. On this one, I'm going to talk to you guys about your pancreas. I'm going to talk to you about your colon. Now, the first thing I want to talk to you about is that big yellow organ right there on the left side going catty corner there. That's why I got it on the board like that. So it runs just like that in your body. So that would be like right here. Wait, let me get over here, right here in your body. So that is your pancreas. Now, what is it for? It's part of your endocrine system. And what does it do? It secretes and regulates your blood sugar. Okay, it secretes something from your beta cells and your alpha cells called insulin and glucagon. It controls your blood sugar. Now, what do you guys always hear older black people say? All right, I'm watching my sugar. Y'all better turn my lights off now. Y'all getting my sugar up. All right, y'all stop playing over there. You're getting my sugar up. Okay, so it's always something. Y'all quit playing out in the front yard. You're getting my sugar up. So it's always something with black people, with that. But you guys fail to realize it's Asian, it's Pacific Islander, it's Filipino, it's Mexican, it's Hispanic of any denomination. So when you guys actually look at it that way, there are a lot of people who are having these problems. Now, I had some charts I was going to show you all, but it seems like the more we worry about it, and we got all this medical intervention. We are the richest country in the world. We got the most healthcare, and we spend the most trillions of dollars on healthcare every single year. And guess what? Nothing has changed as far as diabetes, and that's going up. Nothing has changed with the amount of new cases in colon cancer and or pancreatic cancer. Nothing. Okay, so it seems like no matter what we do, we just keep getting sicker. That's it. Now, the other one I was going to show you guys is it showed that the older you are, the more prone you are to get cancer. Now, do you think you get cancer just because you're old? I wonder, is that right? Just because you age, you get cancer. They want you to believe that, but if you live in the United States, it's almost guaranteed. It's almost guaranteed. And it's not one thing. It's a melange of things. It's a big ball of dough that you roll together that push you towards that cancer, which they say if you reach 70 years old, it's almost guaranteed that you are going to have some form of cancer. And then on top of that, it's almost guaranteed you're going to have some form of dementia. I just threw that in because that's worse. Okay, so you don't want to be alive and have cancer and have no brain function. So that's where we're headed. That's where it's going. All right, with all the technology and all the money spent, because we believe that they think that when they say the system is improving, they're talking about their wallet, not your health. That's what I'm getting at. Okay, it's not talking about the same things. You think they give a damn about you. You think they're talking about your health. In reality, billions of dollars, trillions of dollars. Keep them coming in. Keep them coming in. It's the biggest racket besides the ones the mob ran. And I would rather go with the mob because at least if you won, they would pay you. Okay, so yes. So let's see here. Cynthia Freeman says, please hit the like button, family. Yes. Thank you, Cynthia. I think I told them once, but I appreciate you got to tell them again. Okay, now, so I'm screaming laughing. All right, so now as far as this, I want you guys to know this. When we talk about your pancreas, when you say when people are talking about older Hispanic people, older black people, so and a lot of older white people, they're not far behind. So don't think that I say white people. White people are getting off. They're not. Okay, they're right behind black people. All right, as far as that, and then Hispanics are really close. It's like the white and Hispanic are right there, as teetering on cancer cases when it comes to colon cancer. All right, now it's way worse when you talk about all cancers. White people got us beat because there are so many more of them. That's why I find it kind of strange where they are saying that most of the people who are dying from this virus, they're African American, and that proportion doesn't seem to be right. But it seems that African Americans do have a higher incidence of diabetes and or high blood sugar, giving them what they call comorbidities, meaning other things that could possibly kill you. And then the virus just comes in and finishes the job. Yeah, so that's the scary part about all of this. Now, I'm going to show you guys how this works. When you eat food, let's just take it. If you guys eat food, it's going to go down your esophagus, and then we're going to go into your stomach. When it comes out of your stomach, you're going to come to the first part of your small intestine. That's called the duodenum. That's what your pancreas is hooked up to. Okay? Now, what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to regulate blood sugar by secreting from the pancreas into your bloodstream, not into your digestive system. I'm going to save that for later. But when we actually get that insulin and glucagon regulating your blood sugar, that gives your cells the ability to do their work. We call that your metabolism. You see how this ties together. All right. So energy goes with the amount of work your body does. That's called metabolism. Yes. So yeah, that goes along with weight gain. See how all of this stuff is tied together. That's why I'm not a big advocate of treating a symptom, because this thing we live in is all tied together. You can't spot fix anything in the human body. It doesn't work that way. You got to fix the whole thing, and then the symptoms magically go away. It's just, are you willing to go through the protocols to get yourself well? Okay. Now, nobody said that had to take a long time either. I'm the worst person when it comes to waiting a long time to get a result. That's why my protocols are designed to get a fast outcome, to start getting you well now, instead of waiting, a year from now, you might see you just may see some results. Hell no. All right. If I have cancer, I want to see it reversing in the next 3 days, the next 10 days, the next month. That's what I want to see, because that's what's possible with the human body. But doctor, we're going to do 7 months of chemotherapy. And if you make it past that 7 months, we may give you 2 more years to live. Are you kidding me? All right. They almost made me curse on that one. All right. Now, let's go ahead and finish explaining. Now, we got blood sugar, right? Insulin, glucagon, they're regulating your blood sugar to keep your cells working. Now, if you toxify your liver because you love eating all the candy, the Twinkies and the Zingers and the Ho-Hos and the Chico Sticks and the licorice whips and the Skittles and the Sour Patch Kids. And if we go to some real food, okay, we got the pizzas and we got the hamburgers and the Cane's chicken fingers. You guys got the tater tots and the French fries from McDonald's. You like the fried fish from Captain D's and Long John Silver's. And you like all your sugary sauces that go on there. And then you finish all of that good, glorious, sugary goodness with a nice tall cylinder of sugar that you call a soft drink. Your body has no choice but to accept poison, because that's what you give it every day. So what has to happen? Well, you're going to toxify your pancreas. Now, if you toxify your pancreas, the beta cells and the alpha cells, they don't work anymore. That means you cannot regulate your blood sugar. But let's take you to the other side that's going to make this worse. If you toxify your pancreas, you also are going to stop sodium bicarbonate production. Now, if you guys don't know what sodium bicarbonate production is, that is the liquid that is shot into your small intestine. Now we're going to the small intestine, okay, to neutralize your stomach acid so it doesn't burn through the rest of your system. But if you actually have your pancreas break down and you don't secrete that anymore, guess what? There's nothing to neutralize your stomach acid, which your stomach acid is strong enough to burn through a wood table, through an aluminum can, through a steel bar, if there's enough of it. So how is that going to fare leaking down through your body? That's going to give you something called leaky gut, meaning you have holes in your digestive tract. It's going to basically melt holes right through your large and small intestine. And if you do that to your small intestine, you can't absorb nutrients. That's a possibility of death from malnutrition. And if you blow holes into your large intestine, you can't absorb water anymore from your feces. And on top of that, guess what happens? You can't regulate sodium. And sodium is required to make your muscles work. And guess what is the biggest muscle you have in your body, which works on the most sodium? Your heart. And your doctor keeps telling you to cut down the salt. Yeah, guys, if you eat too much salt, ladies and gentlemen, if you eat too much salt, you urinate it out. You defecate it out. There ain't no such thing as too much salt. There's only too much bad salt. Remember, pink Himalayan or Celtic sea salt. Those are the only ones I go by. Now, I'm going to answer a few questions here, and then we'll get back to what makes that so disgusting. Now, take a look. Cynthia, look at this. Cynthia's answering so many questions. Maybe, okay, Cynthia, you got it. So what I'm going to do, another research, look at this, Andrew. Another research from a Natural Food Institute proves that it's not how much you eat, but what you eat. And if you eat junk food, your body will still feel hungry in a few moments. That's correct, because all you're doing with food is just a delivery mechanism to take it into your body. Your body is trying to clear out all of the other junk that's around it to get to a nutrient. However, there are no nutrients in junk food. Therefore, your body says, okay, we just ate, but we didn't get what we need. See, you don't eat to get hungry, full. You don't eat for calories. You eat for nutrients. So if your food is packed with nutrients, like when you have a smoothie, you don't have to eat anything. Okay. You just did almost like 98% nutrients. And your body's like, oh, I'm good. I don't have to be hungry. I don't have to make you crave anything. You gave me everything that I needed, and this is what's optimal for me to work. That's what your body is looking for. People think that your baby, they need nutrients, okay? It's way better to give your child a fruit and vegetable smoothie as they are developing rather than Similac. Yeah, I said it. What the hell are you going to do about it? I dare you. You better step back. All right. So yes, you guys see what I'm talking about? Now, here it says, Reese, that is so true. Sometimes they eat all day and that makes no sense. I know. I'm telling you, I know people personally, and this just happened last month. Family members, we went to a buffet. We sat there and we ate for 2.5 hours, just going back and forth, just getting some more, right? So, and no, I lied about that. So the stuff was closing down by then. It must have been 4 weeks ago. It was something like that. We went to with the family to a buffet, and when we did, guess what? Like an hour later, people were like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go get something to eat." Because sometimes if they just sit in the buffet for an hour without eating, and then they go back, they can eat like 2 more plates because your body is like, where's the nutrients in all of this? Just push it through. Where's the nutrients? All right, I'm breaking it down. I'm not finding nothing in here. All right, that's what you are doing to your body. Very, very, very bad. Okay, because you're adding weight, you're adding calories, but you're not getting any nutrients. Okay, so that's what we're trying with, man. I'm trying to tell you. All right, so so Andrew Glegao says, I packed my smoothie maker with 10 pounds of fruit and veggies, and that's all I need for the entire day. I feel lighter, more energetic, and so I go to do gym work. Yes, I mean, it's almost like you have to go to the gym because when you eat the nutrients, you feel so energetic, you feel so filled up from what you got. That's what. Andrew, you couldn't have said it better, my man. You couldn't have said it better. I love it. Now, when we talk about, I told you guys about the pancreas. That's what I meant by blood sugar. Okay. And blood sugar is related to colon cancer. Because if you burn away the rest of your system, guess what? If you blow holes in your colon and you now got feces leaking into your peritoneum, you have damage. And damage is all a cancer cell needs because it can get out of your blood, it can escape your white blood cells, and now it can start matriculating and getting bigger and spreading out. And now we got cancer clusters in places we should not have cancer clusters. So if you guys are having colon cancer, it's one of the worst kinds because that's where your food is going. Remember, your food can't stay in your body. So if you have colon cancer and they got to remove a portion of your colon, guess what? They now have to make a makeshift anus, meaning take the end of your intestine that's inside your body and cut a hole right here in your abdomen and route it out, sew it down, and now you have an anus on your abdomen. Because ain't nothing coming out of the back anymore. They will sew up your anus because nothing else is coming out. Okay, and this is where your food, your feces will come out. All right, you guys have heard of a colostomy bag, right? Mm-hmm. All right. That's why they have it. All right. It's the worst kind of cancer, but I can also talk about mouth cancer, but the most prevalent cancer of all is women's breast cancer. Okay. So just looked up the stats from 1999 to 2016. Yes, that's the most prevalent cancer, but fourth on the list is what? Colon cancer. And guess who's stricken with it the most? African Americans. Yeah. All right. Caucasian right behind that, and Hispanic right behind that. So yes. Now, I was intrigued by one piece of evidence that I found, and that was when they showed the distribution of the cancers. They're all in densely populated areas in states. Okay. And suburbs, just to give you guys a clue, are not densely populated. All right. So what they're talking about is the hood. All right. That's what's densely populated. And if you go into each state, you'll see that the poor areas are where they have the clusters the most. Now, why is that? Well, could it be the socioeconomic disparity between people who have money and those who do not? And those who have money can afford health care and go take care of themselves at the hospital? Or is it that when they try to get help that they're turned away for the most serious of things? Okay, I don't think the hospital is anywhere to go when you have a metabolic disease unless it's acute and you're about to die right now. That's the only, because that's what the hospital is built for, emergencies. But if you guys have a metabolic condition and you're going to the hospital, worst place you can go, because they're designed for emergency and their MO is pills and surgery, pills and surgery, pills and surgery. Come on in. We got it all for you. Pills and surgery. How many pills do you want? Okay, when can we schedule you for your surgery? That's the only questions that they're asking. Okay, but if you go to another country like Canada, if you go to another country like Europe, if you go to another country like Asia, another country, or I'm saying continents, but country like Africa, then what are you going to find? They'll say, well, go home and eat an orange and see how that manufactures with your body. Yes, they just try it out. See, they'll tell you stuff like that instead of, here's a pill. No, make sure you take the pills. Okay, finish the bottle, and that should take care of your problem. And when they come back, oh yeah, we got another one for you. This is an experimental one. This one should work a lot better. But you just said it was experimental. Never mind what I said. Just take it. Just take it. Okay. So you guys, you got to realize who you're talking to. You got to realize that. Yes. Okay. Eat, Play, Decorate says, that sounds so nasty. Unfortunately, my grandmother had one. Yes. Would you ever make a recipe book or series? I don't know because there's plenty of people who have done it already. So I feel like it's kind of a saturated market because every time I go to the store, there's like 10 smoothie books on the shelf. So I don't think they would tell you anything. I could only give my unique perspective on it. That would be the only difference. But yeah, I would, because I do put different combinations together depending on what I'm trying to do as far as, am I trying to fight a cold? Am I trying to fight a flu? Am I trying to get energy? Am I trying to zen myself out? That takes different ingredients. And I remember, but people have done that already. So I don't think there would be anything special about it because I like unique, especially when I do something. You guys will notice I like unique. So yeah, I just find it's just, I don't know. I don't like cookie cutter. I just don't. Okay, so let me see. Reese says, there's usually every fast food joint you can think of in a three block radius in most densely populated urban places. You have hit it on the head. Okay, it's lack of health care for emergencies. All right, I don't care. I don't want you to go there for metabolic anyway, but for emergencies. And you got a liquor store on every corner of every block in every densely populated area. You always have fast food in there, and the crime rate seems to be high in those areas. Okay, so that means that if there's a high crime rate, usually there's a high stress rate because people are worried about walking down the street or their own personal safety. So that tends to make the situation even worse. So think about that. If you're in one of these densely populated areas, you barely know where your next paycheck is coming from. You can only put food on the table for your kids, and you're barely eating yourself. You don't have any money to do anything, so you're depressed because of that. Your relationship usually falls apart because of money. And on top of that, you have bad health. You're making your health worse because you have to eat from the dollar menu because that's all you can afford. That's going to put physical stress on your body. You're worrying about the crime rate because you think somebody's going to break in and steal the little bit that you have. That's going to spike your psychological stress. And you put all of that together and you expect somebody to be healthy? Whereas if you go out to a suburb and you got the European gentleman from Laos, all right, that's probably not even the continent it's from, but I don't know. So, and he has a nice house, a nice $400,000 house. He doesn't have to worry about crime because he lives in a gated neighborhood. He's not married, so he doesn't have any of the stress of argument or anything like that. He makes plenty of money to take care of his lifestyle. He can do what he wants when he wants without a care in the world as far as money. And if something happens, he's eating nice, healthy fruits and vegetables every morning just to keep himself healthy. Now, can anybody do that I thought they could. However, when I watched in where I used to live, East St. Louis, Illinois, I looked around only to find that there are no Sprouts. There are no Whole Foods. There are no vitamin shops in my hometown. There are liquor stores. There is one high school. There are fast food restaurants everywhere. But I had to travel about 25, 35 miles to find a Whole Foods because I had to go to St. Louis. And to find a Sprouts, we had to go to the middle, almost past St. Louis in order to find that. And I know some people are like, yeah, but no. Back then, when I was in high school, when I was a senior, it was 1993. There was no such thing as a vitamin shop on the corner in the ghetto. No such thing. All right. There was no Whole Foods. All right. So none of that. So when you guys are talking about trying to get food and stuff like that, I am like, when I see these, what they call urban gardens, where you'll have some innovative young man or woman who is actually doing a garden right in the middle of the city. She's found some dirt, she's mineralized, or he has mineralized the dirt, and they are turning over vegetables and stuff like that so they can actually sell it to the neighborhood so they'll have something to eat. I have to commend those people because that's how you get off your ass and do something when it seems like there is no way. But that's not enough for everybody. It's not like there's a garden like that on every corner in every neighborhood. There's not. So what do you have to do? You actually have to go out there and you have to find ways to make yourself healthy because you know nobody's going to help you. Whereas if you had resources and you had a nice house and you live next to people who had money, everybody's trying to help you out. But when you're poor, you have nothing and you're scrimping and scraping, everybody's trying to take from you instead of trying to give to you. So the stress, man, I can't emphasize it enough, the level of stress that will take your health down severely. I just can't overestimate that enough. I just can't. Okay, let's see here. Okay, Andrew says, Alvin, could you explain to those in here that don't know anything about a saline wash, please? Okay, so I got you. So Marlon says, just want to say hello, brother. What does it mean when it takes a long time to digest your food? Now, I'm assuming that means that you have not had a bowel movement. Okay, now that means that you're eating food, and you could be eating a lot of food, but if you don't have a bowel movement in 2 days, 4 days, a week, there's a severe problem because feces is toxic. If you leave it in your colon too long, it will break through your colon. It will go into your abdominal pelvic cavity. It will cause sepsis. That's called blood poisoning, and that can kill you. Okay, so we don't want it in there. That means that you're usually impacted. Okay, that means it's steadily, as it moves through your system, it's steadily caking up against the walls and it's getting stuck there. So it's becoming harder and harder to digest. And then when you finally do have a bowel movement, it's very hard. You got to push. All right, you got to push real hard in order to get a bowel movement out of there. So that's the bad part about that. Okay, now that goes along exactly because I saw this, what Andrew just asked me about the saline wash. That's why I do a saline wash. Because what people don't remember is you guys got bits of food in your colon from when you're 2 years old, you're 10 years old, you're 15 years old. That's what you got, stuff like that in there. That's why your colon smells so bad. It doesn't smell bad because you eat food. It smells bad because you got rotting food in there that refuses to come out. That's why it's bad. Some of you are trying to kill yourself with your own farts. That's how bad it smells. Okay. I know some of you, you raise up that cheek and let one of those out, and then all of a sudden you're all right. See, I know. I see you guys. You're doing it now. As far as this, I want you guys to see that goes along with the saline. Now, if you guys don't know how to do a saline wash, I got a video on it, but this is all it is. It's a liter. All right. It's a liter of lukewarm, purified water. Okay, you're going to take some pink Himalayan sea salt, 1 heaping tablespoon of pink Himalayan sea salt. You're going to dump it in the water. You got to mix it up till you can't see the grains of the salt anymore. And make sure the water is warm when you drink it. Make sure it's warm. If it's room temperature or cold when you drink it, you're going to taste every bit of that salt, and that's nasty. Okay, so I'm just telling you from experience, don't do it. I've done it every which way it can be done. Too hot, too cold, everything. And when it's cold, you can taste it. Okay, now, let me tell you about this. Now, if you guys do the saline wash, what you have to do is you have to gulp it down all at once. If you drink it in sections, it will not come out. It will get lodged in your intestine, and now you're going to have a gob of salt rolling through your intestine because the water is going to get absorbed and the salt will be left mixed with your food. It's not going to do anything to you. All right, but it may slightly elevate your salt level in your body. Now, nothing wrong with that. Salt doesn't increase your blood pressure, okay? Both salt and your blood pressure going up happen at the same time as a result of the underlying problem, which is you have a poor digestive system. You don't have any probiotics in your digestive system to make this work correctly, okay? So that's the bigger problem that we're looking at. Your microbiome and your gut is off. So that solves a lot of problems when you fix that. Solves a lot of problems. So thus the reason we're doing the saline wash. So tip number one, when you do a saline wash, drink the whole thing. You got to be hardcore, man. In the video, I got a video on it on my channel. So if you guys see, I drink it in the video. There's no cutting away. There's no, we'll be back. There's no television magic. I show you in the video when I chug the whole thing. And again, I'm doing it this weekend. So chug the whole thing and it's going to flow through you. Now, let me warn you. Some of you, when you drink the salt, it's too harsh for your stomach. It's too alkaline for your stomach lining. So you'll vomit it back up. Okay. So just warning you. All right. It happens to people. Now I've vomited up partially. So there was one time where it got stuck and I thought I had it all down. And all of a sudden there was this little squirt, right? That came back up. But that's it. That's the only thing that happened to me. And most people will be able to take it. However, if you know that you have gastric bypass surgery or you know you have a small stomach, all right, you probably can't gulp it. Now, this is what you can do. You can drink and stop and drink and stop as long as you're doing it like a few seconds between. But if you try to drink it and go do something for 5 minutes and come back and drink it and do something for 5 minutes and come back and drink it, then it's going to get stuck in your system and nothing is going to come out. Okay. So all you're doing is just dumping salt into your colon. So, all right, it won't be digested. It won't be absorbed too much. Some of it will. Okay. So there we go. So let me see this. Taliayu. All right, I got you. Taliayu. It says here, doctors say I have no hormone issues, but I have one ovary enlarged with cysts, and hair is just getting worse. Weight loss is slowing, but I'm getting there. Okay, so anytime that you lose weight, it's going to get slower at the end. So that might not tell me anything. But you said the doctor says I have no hormone issues, but I have one ovary enlarged. Well, that's the thing. You will have hormone issues because once the ovary is enlarged, that's growth hormone, eventually it's going to solidify. Hopefully it doesn't, because that's what we call PCOS, but that will stop your hormone production because the hormones that we need, progesterone and estrogen, come from, and oxytocin come from your ovaries. So if you don't have ovaries, that means you can't regulate hormones. So, and you said it was only one of them. So that's good. That's good. The other one is normal then. So this is the thing. You're not going to see any change yet because the other ovary will take over the function of both, just like your kidneys do. So you won't notice it until the other one starts getting affected as well. And that's when you guys will see it. So when your hormone goes off, you're going to notice that you might balloon in weight when you lose those. That's why me, Andrew, Cynthia, we believe in the juicing, the health, the organic, everything as far as your diet, because if you don't, stuff like this happens, and then you run to the doctor with an emergency, and all they know how to do is surgery and pills. And that is going to make your situation worse. All right. You have been toxified and poisoned, which makes your ovary solidified and hard. And then you're going to go to the doctor so they can give you a pill to supplicate the symptoms. And then all of a sudden, you just put a poison into your mouth and you think that's going to be better for your soft mucous membrane tissue, which all pills break down. Sound Does that sound right to anybody? Anyone at all? Want to take this one? Anybody at all? No? Okay. So let's go ahead with it here. Ooh, so Cynthia, that's a hard one. That's a hard one. So I know Cynthia Friedman is rocking it in here. All right, she's getting all the in between questions. Now, let me see this one. It says, what cures ringing ears? I couldn't tell you, Clementina, without you need a test for that because it could be because of the nerve running to the brain. It could be the bones, something wrong with the bones. You can have a cut in the mucous membrane around a connection between your bony labyrinth and the stapes of your middle ear. So there's a lot of things that could cause a ringing. So without that, if I don't know the cause, I couldn't tell you the solution to it because it comes from different places. So let me see. All right. Brandon says, hey, Alvin, just wanted to say I'm a huge fan of you and glad I came across you on YouTube. Your videos have been very educating and helpful. Thank you. Brandon, man, I got to tell you, thank you for that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So, and speaking of that, I got to say thank you because 3 of you actually subscribe to the Human Health Linkers community. And it's really not a community. This is the community. But I put the link up there so people could donate so we could actually find and keep finding our protocols for stuff that we have to help people. And there's like 3 more people that actually signed up for one of the monthly donations. So I have to say, I really do appreciate it from you guys. Nothing but gratitude. I really do appreciate that. That is, to me, that is like belief. So thank you all for doing that and helping us out because that's strictly what I use the money for. When I get the money, I don't use it to buy stuff. I use it to buy supplements and fruits and vegetables and put together protocols and stuff like that for things that I think are hard to cure. Like I recently came up with a protocol that was very intensive for leukemia. Now, just to show you one of the things that I'm doing. And leukemia is a blood disease for your white blood cells. So if you don't have white blood cells, you don't have an immune system, you can't fight anything. But I have to say thank you for that. So if anybody in here is thinking about actually putting together or wanting to contribute because you love what we're doing, love the protocols that we put together, the link is right below this video in the description. It says Human Health Linkers Community. All you have to do is go there. It's a small monthly donation. You pick the one that you want. And I'm telling you, it's just, I'm overwhelmed. Thank you guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. Now, I'm going to tell you guys a little something about this because this is, oh man, look at that, 4.5 years. All right. Now, I'm going to tell you this. What's going on? I see you, Frenchie. I see you. Happy Friday. Now, the leukemia, people don't know, that's your white blood cells. If you don't have white blood cells, you have no immune system. That means you can't fight anything that comes into your body. If you have leukemia and you're exposed to the virus that's going around right now, guess what's going to happen? You tend to be one of the first ones to die because of that. Okay? Now, that to me seems like I needed to step in and try to help people because most people that I've talked to who have leukemia, they feel like it's hopeless. They're going to get chemotherapy. So you're going to get chemotherapy. You're going to take a radioactive treatment designed to kill your immune system. When your white blood cells, in the name of the condition, leuko means white. Okay. So anemia means blood condition. So we have white blood cell condition, and you're going to use something that kills white blood cells to try to build up white blood cells. Wow. All right. You just can't get away with it, can you? I'm just telling you. Now, Andrew has told me this before. He says he makes his own capsules, all right, especially because I'm the only guinea pig. Yes, exactly. So, and I like that. I like that. And I got to tell you, Andrew, I don't even, when I get the capsules, I don't do the capsules because it's got gelatin and the stearates and stuff in there. So I would actually just drop it and I break it open and get the purity. That's why I like to find the purest ones possible, because when you get rid of the capsule, you're getting rid of most of that stearate and the binders and all that stuff. So yeah, so pretty good. Susan H. All right, Susan, welcome back. It says, hello, Alvin. What do you think about a shower of steam for your lungs? I bought a Vicks Vapo tablet. In the shower, I did some deep breaths, and I feel great. Now, as far as this, That is an excellent thing to do, especially if the vapor has some kind of mentholyptus, or if it has like a colloidal silver in there. Even if you heat Epsom salt really nice and breathe it, okay, eucalyptus oil, if you breathe it, it tends to clear out your and man, essential oils, peppermint oil, perfect for stuff like this, especially when you have lung conditions and disorders like what's going around right now that's attacking directly your lungs. Okay, so ooh, that's a good one. So I really do. I'm really behind that. I'm really behind that. I've been doing that a little bit myself lately. And I've been using the colloidal silver, but now I have some tea tree oil, so I'm doing that as well. So, yeah, just a little bit. You can't do tea tree oil. It's for long. It's too strong. So, yeah, I will warn you guys about that. Tea tree oil is a little strong. Okay. Patricia, yes. Oh my God, finally made it to a live chat. Christ-like. Okay, Christ-like. I see. I said Chris. Christ-like. There you go. Finally made it to a live. Hi, Alvin J. I appreciate everything you do. Thank you. Thank you, Christ-like. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. I really do. Okay. So who else do we have? Patricia Harris back in the house. Menopause brought on by high blood pressure. Now you're talking about, remember, Patricia, you're talking about two side effects. So one side effect doesn't cause the other. So you said brought on by high blood pressure. Well, what's causing the high blood pressure? Yes. So yes, because your high blood pressure can be high just because you ran down the street. Is that going to give you menopause? No. So those are two symptoms. So what's the underlying cause of this? Well, usually when women go into menopause, you're supposed to go into menopause, and I'm going to tell you guys your real age, around 59 years old. Okay, that's when you're supposed to go into menopause. However, because the older, and this is DNA talk here, the older you get, meaning your physiological age. I'm not talking about the years you've been on this earth. I'm talking about your physiological age. If your physiological age is 100, that means that you reach menopause later because your life is longer. However, if you shrink your physiological age and now your age, it looks like you're going to die at 66, that pushes menopause up to 39. Yes. All right. So the better you live your life and the longer you live, the more you push that off and the longer you're able to reproduce successfully without a problem. However, because we are on the SAD diet, the standard American diet, guess what happens? We are shortening our telomeres on the DNA, shortening your physiological age. Yes. So that's what we got. Now, I am a little disappointed with mine because I'm 44 and my physiological age is somewhere like 36. So, and I'm a little disappointed with that because I want to be around 24, 22. And the reason for that is I can tell by how certain parts of my skin look that like from here down, all right, I love the texture of my skin. I love the way I have no aches, no pains, no body issues, nothing. But I can see like aging or hardness happening in my face. And I don't like that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm starting my charcoal masks. All right. When you put those on, it's hard to get those things off. My goodness. All right. All you got to do is re-wet them a little bit, but I like to peel them off. I like that peeling sensation, but it gives you new layers of skin and it takes the old layer of skin off. So that's the good thing about it. So I think in a few weeks, my skin is going to start shedding. So my head is going to start shedding and all that since it's now hot. So that's going to happen anyway. I just want to help it along. Yes. All right. Now, a lot of times when I see my face looking a little bit hard, I know temperature change is coming because your body tries to use the old skin to shield you from the harshness of the environment so the new skin doesn't get damaged right away. So, yeah, I kind of figured that. So, vitamin E oil on your face, neck, and hands. Ooh, Clementina, yes. All right, I'm going with that. Let me make sure I don't forget that. I'm going to write that down. All right, so here's my non-doctor's pad so I can write down my prescriptions. All right, so vitamin E oil. I love it. Bam. I'm always learning myself. I love this stuff. Okay. So exfoliate your flesh, homie. All right. I am. Clementine, I got you. Okay. Susan A says, one more question. Is sweating good for this virus? It's the best for this virus. Yes. The more you can get poisons out, the less you actually can keep them in your body. But with this virus, it's not It's not so much trying to detox from it. In this one, what's happening is your lungs are breaking down and you're secreting mucus into your lungs, and now you cannot diffuse gas across liquid. So when you start getting that liquid buildup in your lungs, you're literally internally suffocating. That's why people are dying. It's not because the virus is so vehement, it's the body part that it's attacking. Because it's your lungs, if you guys don't know how lungs work, you have a big old pipe called your trachea. You have the two branches that come off of it called the bronchus. Those become smaller branches called bronchioles. And bronchioles are super small, but they're easy to block. Okay, so if you block a bronchiole like that, it's basically like if you catch this and you let that mucus build up, what happens is it's almost like we just gave you instantly bronchitis, where your bronchioles just swell shut and you literally die of suffocation or drowning. Okay, so that's how most of the cases are dying. Okay, now for this, let's see, we got something else. So very good, very good. Okay, what is Clementina gave me that one. Patricia Harris, the blood pressure pills made me tremble inside, so I stopped taking the blood pressure pills. All right, Patricia, that's good advice. You want to know what the trembling is from? Let me tell you. Okay, now, Patricia, I want most people who are having these kind of problems, I want you to listen to this and listen to this real good. All right, listen to this real good. So people are drowning, literally. Yes, eat, play, decorate. Yes. So I want you to listen to this real good. When Patricia asked about she said she was taking blood pressure pills. When you don't take anything, your blood pressure is flowing through your arteries. Okay, so your arteries are flexing like this in order to get blood to go through them faster. Okay, they flex. If you start working out, they flex faster in order to keep it going the way it's supposed to go. Now, if you take a blood pressure medication, so this is what your body did. This is how the doctor knows you have high blood pressure. When you do this and you have these arteries, but you then have a blockage in your artery. Ooh, let me see. I don't have an artery prop. Wait a minute. I think I got one here somewhere. Okay. Look at that. Dionysia gave me this. MHS, all right, Mental Health Care Solutions. That's where we go. All right, so behavioral services. All right, that's a plug for one of my friends who owns this company. All right, now take a look here. You guys will see when you have the arteries flowing, and now you have a blockage in the artery. So now we got a blockage in there. So what has to happen? Well, you might have a little space to keep going. So your body will have to go through that little space, that little bit of space you got, to still get the same amount of blood to your vital organs, right? Now, that means that what does your body have to do? It literally has to shrink your blood vessels down. They call it vasoconstriction. And what they do is shrink it down, and then they start flowing harder. Because if I make the hole smaller, the blood shoots through faster, like putting your finger over the end of the hose, right? So it starts shooting faster, and your arteries start working a lot harder. So they start going, all right? And now they can work, because of that severe movement, they can work around the blockage and still get your blood to those vital organs. That's, you know what you just did? You just raised your blood pressure. That's what you're supposed to do. However, all right, when you take, Patricia, a pill in order to give you regular blood pressure, because this high blood pressure, that's the only thing keeping you alive. So when they give you a blood pressure pill, okay, it artificially makes your blood vessels vasodilate, meaning it opens them up. And now because there's more room, there's less pressure, less blood pressure. So you've artificially lowered your blood pressure. Thank goodness we have artificially lowered your blood pressure. But what the doctors hate to or never mention is that when you lower somebody's blood pressure artificially, their organs suffer. So the blood pressure looks great on a chart. However, when you look at the vital organs, you'll notice that they're all underperforming and they're all failing. Because what's happening? You are not getting the same amount of blood to those organs because there's no pressure. You can't get the blood there. So now the blood pressure looks good, but you die a lot earlier. All right. So you can't take away your body's ability to regulate blood pressure. Now, this is what's happening when you feel the jumpiness. Okay. So Patricia says she felt trembling inside. This is because your entire cardiovascular system is itself is trying very hard. It's trying very hard to try to flex like it wants to start moving that blood, but you won't let it. You took a pill. So your body is literally spasming. It's like, let me go, let me work. Okay. I'm trying to do a favor for you and keep you alive, but the pill won't let it. So, but it keeps trying because it says, this is my job. I'm trying to keep everything going. And your body is trembling. Literally, you're spasming your cardiovascular system. And thus, that's going to put pressure on your nervous system as well, because your nerves are going to keep firing and firing, trying to get your arteries to do their job, and they won't be able to. So, and you aren't the first person who said that about the trembling. So hopefully you guys like my little analogy about my ball. Thank you, Dinesha. All right. So let's go ahead and get another question in here. It says, my mom used to take a sip or two of garlic water. It's not the best smelling, but it's very good. Very good for the blood vessels, because you know what you can get out of garlic? Not only is it a strong antioxidant and antiviral, it's also a nice vasodilator of your blood vessels. It helps build the walls of your cardiovascular and your lymphatic system. So yes. All right. Supplier of copper. That's what I meant to say. The supplier of copper. Very good. Okay. So you guys see how this all works out, how this goes together. Okay. So I don't want anybody thinking that this stuff that happens to you exists in a vacuum. It doesn't happen by itself. It's not a condition that exists in a vacuum alone inside your body and it's just sectioned off in one area. No. Let me show you guys how this works. Your pancreas secretes to your blood insulin and glucagon. It secretes to your small intestine here, sodium bicarbonate. If you mess up your pancreas, that is one of the worst things you can have happen, because without the sodium bicarbonate, you destroy the rest of your system here, your colon. And then if you can't regulate your blood sugar, how are your cells going to do their work? And when you can't eat, eventually your cells shut down. And when they shut down, you get fatigued, you get tired, you get dis-ease. Okay. And that will ultimately cause your death to come a lot sooner than it was supposed to. While you're waiting on yourself to die, you're literally making yourself older. So you could be 48 years old, but why did you have a heart attack or a stroke? Because your physiological age is 68, not 48. Even though 48 years is all you lived on this planet. So that means that your physiological age is that of somebody that is 68 years old, but you're only 48 in your chronological years. So kind of off. We're kind of whacked with our thinking that pizza and this stuff every day is real food. I understand what you guys is pain, because here's the thing. Every time they come out with something new, they just make it so enticing. I mean, Carl's Jr., they just drop it. They just drop the hamburger right in there. It just falls together in sections. And you're going like, Dad, I need one of those. Okay, I understand. Papa John's came out with a papadilla. All right, nothing wrong with it every once in a while, but they just took a pizza and closed it up, and now it's a new food. Right? So it's craziness, man. I'm telling you, it's just craziness going on. Okay, let's see here. I said, Angel Girl said, what's some BP meds cause heartburn? Of course they will. Yes, because anytime you take a medication, what you're doing is it starts eating away the linings of all your digestive system. All right, that's esophagus, that's stomach, small intestine, large intestine. So you would wonder how you end up with an autoimmune disease. That's it. Okay, now when you talk about if it causes heartburn, yes, if it happens to your esophagus, then your heart sits right up against your esophagus on the left side of your chest. It actually touches. That's why they call the esophagus, the muscle right at the bottom of your esophagus, they call it the cardiac sphincter, because it's right next to your heart. So because of that, that will actually give you heartburn. It's the same thing as acid coming back up from your stomach. That's why you get heartburn there, because the acid comes back up. Well, if you blow holes in it with medications, then guess what? Yes, you will get heartburn as well. Yes. So good question. Very good question. Okay, look at Cynthia knocking them out here. My goodness, Cynthia, I don't think I've seen your name in this chat any more than I have today. Man, she is just flying through them. Now, if you guys have a question that we cannot get to, either me or Cynthia, write in the chat. You guys know that we have an email right below this video where Cynthia has actually got a access to this, and she can actually answer your questions after we get off of here. So feel free to shoot her email if you guys have any situations that occur after this that she can help you with. If she can't help you, she'll say she can, just like I do. All right. If I can't help you, I'll say I can't help you. Okay. So like when people come to me and they're like, can you set up an appointment so we can do surgery? Because even though I say I'm the most passionate non-doctor on the internet, people are still like, doc, when can I set up an appointment? When can you look at my knee, doc? When can you get the liquid? I'm like, seriously? All right. They don't want to hear that. They're just like, fix it, doc. Just fix it. I know, but nope, can't do it. Can't do it. All right. And yeah, those of you who said, well, you should have been a doctor. The reason I can't be a doctor, and it's not because I can't, it's because the reason I won't become a doctor is because if I get into a system, even if I run my own clinic, there are so many rules and regulations as to who you can treat, who you can't treat, insurance, malpractice, all this stuff. It's just stuff that gets in the way of you treating a patient. They have found a way to turn and contort healthcare into a convoluted business where health never gets done. It's only how can we extract money from the patient so I can get my money back. So it's the same debt trap that most people are in their countries. It's the same debt trap. So yeah. So I can't believe it, but I hate it. I hate it. So now Andrew says, Alvin, what could be the problem? I wake up around 3 a.m. with burning feeling in my stomach. I use bicarbonate for quick relief, but in the morning I take a glass of diluted apple cider vinegar. I would say stop with the apple cider vinegar. Even though baking soda and apple cider vinegar are the same, apple cider vinegar burns on the way down because it is vinegar. It has to get to your stomach acid before it actually starts turning alkaline and goes through the rest of your system. So try to stick with the baking soda because it's alkaline all the way through from top to bottom. So stop with the apple cider vinegar, keep with the baking soda, and see does that do anything for your stomach. Because apple cider vinegar, especially if you're not secreting any stomach acid at the time and you do apple cider vinegar, it's actually more of a harm than it is a good if you don't have acid already in there. So good. That's a great question. That's a great question. So, all right. No, look at this. The bureaucracy is crap. No medical school for me. I know, Cynthia. I was thinking the same thing because I thought, what am I, 44 now? I thought probably about 12 years ago, I thought about going to medical school just so I could become a doctor, so I could help people. And the more research I did and the more people I talked to, the more doctors I talked to, the more nurses I talked to, the only thing that seemed to come out of it was don't do it. And they were telling me the truth. And that's the exact same thing the first doctors told me when I was an undergrad and I was looking because I was going to go to medical school and I got accepted. And when I did, and I did my interviews with the doctor, I was just like, wow, none of these people are happy. None of them want to be here. And I got to say, I understand why they are the most medicated group of people on the face of this planet. All right. I don't know if you guys knew that, but yes, doctors are the highest medicated group, illegally medicated. Okay. You can't give yourself a prescription, but that's what a lot of them do. Okay. All right. So Cynthia Freeman, I like this. She says, I got accepted, then declined too much BS. So Cynthia, you were just like me. I got accepted to Xavier Medical School in New Orleans. Okay. And when I got accepted, I looked through it and I was looking through this and I talked to the doctors. I did my Mini-Med 1, 2, and 3. I had all my ducks in a row. I finally passed the MCAT. It took me 2 tries to do it. Usually it takes like 8. So, and I felt like I had to get it because it cost too much money to take the damn thing. But I passed the MCAT test. That's the medical college entrance exam. Okay. And it was just, oh my goodness, it was just too much. It was almost like you were going to be a slave once you started trying to help people, because somebody always had an agenda as to how you should be treating your patients, how you should be spending your time, what you should be studying, continuing education hours. It was just way too much. way too much. Okay. So, and you don't need that to help people. You just don't. Okay. I'm a thinking person. I think all the time. I think of everything that comes, I think about it. And I love what I think it was Mark Twain who said, wait a minute. It was Hitler who said, what a wonderful thing it is that man doesn't think. And I hate that. I hate that because a lot of people nowadays, they do not. They do not. So I'm glad that you guys ask questions. I'm glad because if you ask questions, that means you're inquisitive. It means you're thinking about it. So that's why I love it. I love the chain. I love how it works. Okay. All right. Clementina says, I think as well. I know you do, Clementina. So Andrew says, you have just helped an old man suffering from this problem for many years. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. All right. Hey, Andrew, you know it's my pleasure. I love doing this stuff. Oh, look at Cynthia. She's at it again. She's on a roll in here. All right. I got to say thank you again, Cynthia, for working your butt off in here and answering all these questions and helping out with these wonderful people and their horrible problems. I know. All right. So what we got an hour in here on this Friday. Hopefully we brought some value to your life. Sorry about the intro where everything was messed up, but you guys made it in here. And now we're back on our regular YouTube thing. And I'm going to do it this way because the stream works a lot better here. So that's it, everybody. My name is Alvin J, the most passionate non-doctor on the internet. If you guys want to help us out, go ahead. Right under this video is the Human Health Language community. You can donate. You can give a little something each month, and that will help us create more protocols so I can go out and get these supplements, try them all out for you to make sure they don't harm you. I'll make myself the guinea pig, me and Andrew. All right, me and Cynthia. Yes, we do this stuff. So I know. So you guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Enjoy your Friday. Do your best when you're in the house to go out somewhere, take a walk, get some fresh air because we all need it. I'm tired of being in the house. So the first thing everybody wants to do is run out to a restaurant when they open back up. I know they open up the golf courses today. So I think I'm going to try to go to the driving range tomorrow. I'm going to try. Okay. So that's it, everybody. You guys have a fantastic one. Let me shout you out, and then we'll get out of here. So I have to give my first shout out to Cynthia. Cynthia, thank you for all you do, helping out. Thank you, Andrew, for asking all these intelligent and thought-provoking questions. The rest of you guys all asked one hell of a group of questions here. I really do appreciate it. So who do we got here? We got Marlon McDowell. I see you. Clementina, thank you for bringing the energy every time you come in here. Marlon McDowell. We got LL Lewis. Jeff Haynes, thank you for coming by, brother. We got Eat, Play, Decorate back in here. Andrew, I see you. We got Jess Sams. All right, Jess, I see you. So, it says informative evening as always. I see. Very good. Jess, I see you. Christ-like, thank you for coming in, blessing us with it. Fairies, I see you. I see you, Fairies. I didn't forget about you. Angel Girl coming in with some great questions. We got Gallery Mullen Art. Very nice. We got Carl back in here. And LL Lewis, I saw you. Big cousin Marcus, you're always riding with me and supporting. So thank you again, big cousin. Tell the family I love them. And I love you too, man. So you guys have a good one. Prince Bailey in the house. Patricia Harris. I appreciated answering all of you guys' questions. And as always, stay out of the damn hospital. It's only for emergencies. It's not for chronic health conditions or metabolic disease. All right. If you want to take care of metabolic disease, you take care of that yourself at home with a protocol meant to do so. So if you don't, get with somebody who actually knows protocols, even if it's not me. All right. Not many people who sell things say that, even if it's not me. But I'm going to say that however you get the help is how you get the help. It doesn't have to be from me. Fix your life so that you can enjoy it. Nobody wants to be walking around at 50 with a cane. All right. So the tiger cane. All right. The flexible cane that stands by itself. Nobody wants that crap. Nobody wants to be in a wheelchair at 60 years old. I want you to be on your own two legs, wiping your own booty. Right. So that you don't have to have a traveling nurse come and give you your daily insulin injections and wiping your butt and giving you sponge baths because your health got so bad that that's what it came to. I'm here to tell you guys I give a damn about you, even if some of you don't give a damn about yourself. Okay? I'm going to keep helping people. I'm going to keep coming on here. I'm going to keep giving advice. I'm going to keep learning stuff new, and I'm going to keep giving it to you. And one day, maybe, you'll pick it up and you'll do something with it. Hopefully that day is today. So that's it, everybody. You guys have a good one. I'm out of here. Have a lovely Friday. Eat something organic, and I'll see you next time. So until next time, you guys go have a good one, and we're out of here. Peace, and we love you.